Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and thank you for choosing to spend a few moments of your day with me here today. So today's video is basically following on from my last video, which was of course my wardrobe switchover. I switched from my autumn winter wardrobe to my spring summer wardrobe, and today I am basically just going to go through with you the next kind of stage within my wardrobe process for the season, which is the planning stage. Right, so once I've done my wardrobe switchover, this is then when I'm going to stand and assess what I already own. So I might be looking at adding certain pieces to the wardrobe if I feel like I need them in there. I might also be looking at seeing if I need to upgrade anything. So there's a few things that I wear time and time again. I might have bought a cheap and cheerful high street option, and I'm not saying that just because something is high street it's all cheap and cheerful, but just as an example, I had a blue H&M shirt which was, I think, was about $14.99. It lasted me for years and years, but I just noticed that last year it started to lose its shape a little bit, and therefore I wanted to upgrade it. And actually I'm wearing my upgraded version, which is from House of Dagmar. So it's just little things like that, things that I want to kind of add to a wish list, which I'm going to touch on, and also different ways on how to plan and sort of organise ahead of time my wardrobe. So step number one is something that I'm not going to go into too much detail about in this video because I've spoken about it so much in so many other videos. If you've missed any of them, we'll compile a little list and pop them down in the description box below for anyone that's new. But it is of course having a point of reference for your inspiration, which is of course my oh so faithful mood board on Pinterest. Now, when talking about pinning inspiration or collating your inspiration, if you will, into one place, one thing that I have definitely started doing more of over the last couple of years, or even since probably turning 30, because as we all know that was a big turning point for me. One thing that I've started doing, especially when looking inside my wardrobe and looking at those items which I wear over and over and over again, is trying to make them work a little bit harder for me. And this essentially means that I have to do a little bit more work because I have a look online and in magazines and wherever else I find inspiration, pretty much everywhere. Nowhere is off limits when it comes to inspiration. And I find different ways, perhaps they're ways that I hadn't thought of, or different, I want to use the word colours, but I know you guys are gonna like laugh when I use the word colour, but beige is still a colour, black is still a colour. Thinking of different ways to kind of mesh colours, my chosen colours, together to create outfits that perhaps I wouldn't have thought of before. So I'll have a look in my wardrobe, and if I go back to the blue shirt is something that I wear quite a lot. It's something that I have multiple variations of, so I'll have a stripe in cotton, I've got a blue plain linen, I might have a blue stripe linen, I think. They're just different variations of one key piece that I know I wear a lot of, and that's something that is just a habit of mine that I tend to do. It's the same with trainers. I love trainers. I wear them so much. So I have lots of different variations of trainers because I know it's something that works for me. It's something that I will actually wear, and I just like them, which is also really important. So yeah, with the blue shirt, I'll think, right, okay, blue shirt, I know I've worn X amount of outfits, which will technically be sort of banked in my memory, and of course I have Instagram as a tool and a point of reference as well for all of my past outfits. But I might say go and have a look on Pinterest, or go and have a look on a retailer's website. I use Net-a-Porter, Matches, another favourite brand of mine is Joseph, The Row, all of these kind of minimalistic brands which I just find really inspiring, and I find that kind of suit my own style as well. I'll have a look at these sites and see how they've, you know, if I sort of tap in blue shirt and see how they've styled a blue shirt, and if there's anything there that tickles my pickle, I'll pin that to my mood board, so that if I'm having a day where I'm just really lacking inspiration or lacking any kind of motivation to get dressed, I've got this point of inspiration on my board, and I have some outfit ideas there where I don't really have to think about it. But I'm actually going to open up my Pinterest board here so I can kind of just give you guys a quick little overview of what I've already got pinned on there. So as you can see here, I do actually have a lot of blue shirt options because that is something that I wear a lot of, and I wanted to have ways to feel inspired to wear the things that I already own and to wear the things that I know work well for me. A blue shirt is something that makes me feel comfortable. I also feel confident. It's something that's ideal for spring, summer, and this is something which I will continuously work on throughout the season. If I find that I'm lacking, or if I find that I'm getting a bit bored of an item, this is something which I would definitely recommend for any of you guys. If you're feeling a little bit uninspired by your own wardrobe, or perhaps you've got something that you're a little bit on the fence about and you're like, oh, I don't really know how to style this, just hit Pinterest or Google image search, Instagram. There are so many endless options of inspiration in the digital world out there for you to use, all that's in the palm of your hand or on your laptop, and essentially they can make you fall back in love with the items that you have in your wardrobe. Right, now going back to my wish list board, I have actually already invested or been investing over the last 4, maybe 5 months in a few new pieces which I'd already had on my wish list board. My wish list board doesn't become a seasonal thing. I mean, it kind of does in the sense of the running order of it, but I don't have a separate wish list board. That's kind of just one wish list board, which as we go through the seasons, I'll pin various different items to. And then because there's not loads of items on there, it's not a massive board. So I still have a few items from a couple of winters ago, which I have on my wish list board, which I still haven't managed to source because I like to source things secondhand. They're still items which I'm on the hunt for. So it is a continuous board which just moves with the flow of the seasons, and also with the flow of my style and how that kind of evolves as well. So yeah, I have already added a few new items to my wardrobe, which I'm not going to share with you in today's video. I'm going to make a whole dedicated video to my new wardrobe investments, which is going to be my next video from this one, which hopefully should be next week. But then I've also still got a few items on my wish list. These are more general items, not specific items. You'll notice that I'm not sharing my wish list with you because that's something that I keep just for me. Also because, as I just said, I like to source things secondhand, and if I start sharing these items with you guys, I am concerned that I then end up with more competition. So yes, this is all stuff that I kind of keep just for me until I've actually got the item, and then I'll share it with you guys. So I would like an upgrade of a white linen shirt, preferably something oversized. I've seen a few different options, but I haven't decided on the exact one I'm going to buy yet. I'm still going to do a little bit more thinking on that, which again is one of the reasons why I have this board. It's something that I come back to. I no longer make really impulsive purchases. I'll come back to the board and kind of decide on, once I've mulled things over, if I still really want that item and if it's going to add any kind of value to my wardrobe. I'd also like a black summer bag. And what I mean by that is something with more of a summer vibe to it. Last year I used my Celine So Sangle so much. It's a great bag. I'll continue to use it this year, but I just feel like I want something either black canvas, black woven leather, black basket bag. Do you know what I mean? Just something with a little bit more of a summer vibe to it. So that's something that I'm also looking at. And then I would also like, and this is literally just a really sort of short compiled list. I have a couple of other items as well, but I just wanted to give you guys an example. A lightweight black coat, something like a black trench. I have neutral trench coats. I have like 3 of them, I think, just in various different sort of neutral shades. But I would like a black one. I wear a lot of black, even in spring, summer. Not ashamed to admit that. I love black. I will wear it all year round. And I just think that that is something that I would like to have, a piece of black outerwear that is more spring appropriate. Now I also want to touch on the point, I think some of you have actually already started to pick up on this over the last year, particularly on Instagram, where obviously I'm sharing my style more frequently. And that is the effect of the last year. I have definitely taken another step. My style started to become more minimal when I turned 30. Turning 30 was a huge turning point for me. And my style over the last year has taken another step towards being even more minimal, just because of the lifestyle changes. And I think this is one thing about style. I actually did an interview the other day where I got asked, how do I think style evolves? And I think style never stops evolving. I think it constantly evolves. And it constantly evolves because our lifestyles never stay the same, you know, throughout life. Whether you have pets, wherever you work, modes of transport, if you choose to become a parent, your hobbies, there's so many different things that can factor into your style. And that's why I feel like it is an ever evolving thing within your life to reflect your life. And the last year has definitely had, well, many different effects on all of us. But I know that my style has definitely been affected by the lifestyle changes of the last year. I mean, for us here in the UK, by the end of hopefully June 21st, I think it is, which is our magic freedom date, we'll have been in lockdown for essentially 7 months. So there's been a really big lifestyle change, spending a lot of time at home, outdoor behaviours becoming different, and yeah, I think it's only natural that that does have an effect on style. So who knows what will happen when life sort of starts to resume some kind of normality, but I know for me that my style has definitely taken another step towards being even more minimal. So again, as you'll see here on my Pinterest board, one thing which I've always been a huge advocate for is comfort. And again, especially since turning 30, for me, like my 20s were the time for uncomfortable shoes, high heels, you know, all that kind of thing, super, super tight clothes. And now I'm in my 30s, I'm like, I just want to be comfortable. That's all I want. I want to be comfortable and just feel good in what I'm wearing. So as you can see here, I hope that this kind of gives off the vibe of feeling comfortable. It does to me anyway. I think that's probably what's most important. But for me, it's about feeling comfortable. And I think over the last year, I've definitely taken a turn into going and opting more for trousers over denim. I've always been a huge denim lover. I am still a huge denim lover. Nothing will change. But I think that I've started to integrate more trousers because for me, denim, I tend to go for more of a rigid denim rather than a stretch denim. And definitely in terms of comfort, I know that a pair of elasticated waist trousers, and I don't necessarily mean joggers, it could be tailored trousers with an elasticated waist, even tailored trousers without an elasticated waist, they're more comfortable than a pair of no stretch jeans. So going forward, trousers are still going to be quite a point of focus for me, integrating them a little bit more into my outfits. And then lastly, I'm going to move on to outfit planning, which again is something I've touched on quite a lot in the past, especially my method, which is really not groundbreaking. It's just if the mood takes me, if I'm feeling like I'm up for it, I will spend a few hours, and this could be various times a week, it could be once a week, again it really just does depend on my mood and if I'm feeling inspired to, and I'll spend a bit of time in my wardrobe putting things together with my mood board and also with my wish list, because I might reassess something or I might find something else that I kind of want on my wish list that I'm particularly thinking that I want to wear with lots of different outfits. Spend some time with my wardrobe and then I will just put some outfits together. I'll actually put them on so I know what they feel like. I know it's often really tempting, especially things I think we've all got a little bit lazy to kind of put things, just hold them up and be like, yeah, that looks good with that. But again, when it comes to feeling comfortable, confident, you have to kind of put these things on, or at least that's my method anyway. I feel like I need to put things on and see how I feel about that outfit on. And then I'll just snap a little mirror selfie and I will bank those all in my phone. And that is where I will store my mirror selfies. It's another point of reference. I could potentially pin them to my Pinterest board, but to be honest, having the album there is just super easy. So if I kind of heading out in a rush, or again if I'm just having one of those days where I'm feeling a bit meh and just uninspired and can't really be bothered with thinking about putting an outfit together, I will reach for my phone and then I have a little bank of outfits in there and I can just quickly just throw something on and head out. And that's pretty much it. That's kind of like my whole sort of process and how I do things when it comes to planning my wardrobe and adding new items, upgrading things, creating outfits. Just comes down to inspiration and having sort of investing, I think, a bit of time into thinking a bit more about your wardrobe, and I don't want to say forcing, but encouraging yourself to fall in love with the items which I've already got in my wardrobe. And I think that's something which I think a lot of us are trying to do a little bit more of these days. So yes, that is me done for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and just found some of those insights useful in some way, or maybe I was just a bit of company for you this morning when you're having your tea. Either way, thank you as always for watching, and remember to stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to be showing you guys my latest or my newest wardrobe investments, the pieces which I've been buying over the last few months. So I will see you guys then.